I know, guys. Get your panties in a knot. Don't get your panties in a knot. Okay? When I say I hate you, I mean it in the kindest of way. I mean it in the realistic way that you don't put the effort in. And if you don't put the effort in to understanding truth, and you're going to go with what you think is truth based on what the liars of life have told you, then I hate you. It's that simple. You refuse to put in the work, and thus I hate you. Probably means a very important thing. Just being real, guy. The truth hurts, and I'm here to hurt you. Okay? Talking to Kevin about life and reality is never a pleasant thing. And he's starting to see how badly you've all been duped. Okay? Keep holding on to your bullshit and what you think is important. Okay? And the only thing that matters is energy and the creation of cellular energy by understanding the inception that the Masons are creating. Thus, I almost have more respect for the Masons than I do for you. I hate you because you refuse to put the effort into it. Because of your ego. Wow. And I put a considerable amount of work into the research I've done. And I knowingly do what I do even though it does not do me any good with my personal life. Okay. I knowingly sabotage my own life because, I'm just being honest here. I'm acting in my own truth, and people have to wake up and smell the coffee, okay? Sorry, but that's the way I feel. I know, yeah, okay, no one wants to share my stuff because if they share my stuff, and then it's like, oh, there's videos about me saying how much I hate you. But if you're not prepared to think critically, once you see it, man, it's like you'll hate everyone just as much as I do. Now, I know a couple people that get it, and I can only imagine, okay? I don't know, imagine, but if you were to talk to them, you'd think that all 3, 4 of us are not well, okay? Yeah, that's you, okay? You don't see the numbers behind the words, and you think that saying "be less you" is a good thing because the Bible says it. Okay, sure, because they've never done anything nefarious. They're not a part of the Great Deception. Your religions are totally not part of the enslavement propaganda. It's mental slavery, guy. Okay? They create a warm and fuzzy so that you don't think for yourself. And you don't think for yourself, you don't critically think about your environment as an observer. Okay? And that's the only thing that matters. I am but an observer, observing a lot of retarded children in an abattoir, going along in their merry lives, thinking that everything's fine, when it could be much, much better. Okay? So yeah, positive reinforcement, okay, it's just your way of dealing with the deception. The great deception. The great inception. It is an inception, okay? People are on team Inceptor, and then there's the rest of us on team you have to start to get it. I hate you because you don't put the effort into it. You don't put the effort into understanding creation code, you don't put the effort into understanding number and mathematics, and all you do is take everything literally. You take everything literally. You don't understand that sometimes words have 2 meanings or something like that. And you have fear. And in every comic book movie, okay, what was it, like Green Lantern? The reason Green Lanterns are powerful is because they don't fear, okay? And if you have doubt or fear, you die when the bad big boss comes. What was the other movie I was watching about fear? Yeah, it was Justice League. Justice League, you can't have fear. Once the bad guy had doubt or fear, all his little insect, mosquito, minion, alien things turned on him. Okay? And once again, I was depicted as the devil in that movie. Okay? The guy trying to make a 3 is a 1. The guy trying to collect the matrices. the matrices. Trying to put like, what, 3 Allspark cubes together? 3. The 3 is the 1. Because the 1 is finite. That one-dimensional line is contained in the nothingness of everything that is not the number 1. You have a beginning and a Revelation 16, or an end. A Genesis 1 and a Revelation 16. Because you live in hexadecimal reality. You have a G1 and an R16. You have a 7-1 and an 18-16. A 7-1 could be like a 7 circled or an infinite, because creation is infinite, and it's rather repetitive. It's redundant. Creation code is very redundant. And then you have an 18-16, which is a 1-1-6-8, which is a 1-1-1-4, which is a 4 circled 3 times, which is a 7. So on one hand, you start with an 8 and you end with a 7. And we are 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 in third dimensional Earth consciousness. And we are 1 of 7 of 13 of 110 of 2143 in 5 dimensional Earth consciousness. Then you got to think that you're a soul in the flesh, so you have 11 systems of your body, and your soul is a 1, an 11, a 1, 11, 11. If you look at the 2 11s with the 3 1s. But 3 1s make ultimately 3 11s that are unique. You don't think about numbers, guy. You don't put the effort into understanding creation, therefore I hate you. Oh no. Okay, you didn't know the game was happening, and now, like, you're going to go through the stages of grief. And most of the stages of grief are negative, I'd say. Okay? Like, literally, guy. Blows my mind. It blows my mind. People. You know what hell is? Other people. And that's from a movie. Okay? Try to be an observer. Okay? Be a critical thinker in your environment. Understand you live in a galaxy. And the universe is when you verse with another God. A conscious being who talks back and can listen. Someone who's your equal with the same amount of, systems and chakras as you. Your 7 chakras in your flesh, okay? You're 1 of 7. But your higher self would have the other 5 chakras, let's say. So if they're less emotionally stable then, and if their systems are broken into fewer systems, you'd imagine there'd be sharper peaks and valleys in their waves. You gotta ride the wave. Highs and lows, you know? So they'd probably be a lot drier, which is probably my overall demeanor and attitude of life. I'm very dry, very sarcastic, very smart. No one, all the hate that I get is silent. Silent hate is pathetic. Your silent hate is pathetic, and when you voice yourselves, you make yourselves look pathetic. And I punish you by banishing you, okay? Fuck, people are dumb. You're fucking dumb. But I love you. But you're dumb. I do this because I love you more than myself. And I choose to help you in my own way and voice and be real with you. I'm being fucking real with you. And you're not used to that. You're not used to someone acting and speaking in truth and being real with you. You're used to like everyone believing in bullshit so that the collective has a common mood or feeling. Okay? You don't like it when someone tries to go against the grain or a salmon is swimming upstream. It'd be too much work, you know? I just did a lot of construction there in the last 5 days, and it's done now. It's nice. It's all painted. All the painting today. It was a lot of work. Okay, I did it because, I don't care about the money. I just have time. I'll help you make your box better. It's kind of like a thing I do. Okay? So always think of that. I could easily play the game and do what everyone wants me to do for me to be able to see my kids and all these things. Okay? Ultimately, that's all I care about. But I'd rather keep being myself because I'm never going to change. Okay? And I don't want to be false and pretend to be something that I'm not. Okay, once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. Okay, Cypher, you can't get plugged back into the matrix. And if you can't get plugged back into the matrix, and you start behaving like everyone else is, or everyone wants you to act, then you're lying. You're not acting or speaking in truth anymore. Thus affecting your karma. So I am cursed by continually speaking my mind about the collective in not the nicest way. And I will continue on Patreon, to show all my Eurekas, because they're important. And I'll try to keep it short and condensed. Like, I don't know how else to show you 3,858 magnets in less than like 3 minutes. Maybe talking next time. But if I talked, it would take longer. Okay. So, like, I'm me. And better get used to it. Okay. And the good comes with the bad. So, like, if people start acting positively, this will all turn to always positiveness. And if it's always going to be positiveness with the observer, you, all of you, and this is a point to multi-point system, where I would be the point and all of you are the multi-point, then words that you speak, the word of God. Okay, so if you're observing me, I am God to you. To me, all of you are God, and everything else is God. Okay, I'm the only thing that is not God currently in this garage. Okay? Now, in the city, in this planet, everything else is God to me. Just like everything else is God to you, and everyone else is God to you. Telling it like it is isn't a walk in the park. It's not all roses and sunshine and gumdrops and lollipops, guy. It's kind of it's kind of sick and twisted, but the sweet wouldn't be as sweet without the sour. Now, if the inceptors of life voluntarily do what they do, to get ahead in life and whatnot, I don't think they all understand exactly everything. I think they like getting ahead, but some of them actually are good. I see it in them. I see it in, I can tell. Some of them are, there's some on the, like Muse, the artist Muse. When I listen to their music, I don't think that they're talking down to us. Supermassive black hole. Okay, like that whole album, man. Wow, I'm just like, it's good music and whatever, but I mean, the message you're speaking is quite truthful with regards to cellular energy, and I have respect for that. And when you wake up, you can never go back. And if you wake up and you start hearing stuff like that, then you see the good side of it all. Okay. When I think of Disney with the creation code all over everything they've ever done, then I think, that's kind of bad because they're brainwashing your children. But at the same time, when they wake up, it will be a very useful resource to understanding creation code at such a young age. Maybe that's why they make so many cartoons with creation code, so that when you wake up and when you choose to do the work, thus Kevin will have great respect for you. You could teach your children this. You don't put the video on camera, like you don't go on whatever, the computer and have me talk. I'm talking to you. If you can't, if you can't absorb the data and regurgitate the simple data, put your pen to paper or whatever, or sleep on it, wake up, and after a while you'll finally start to see it like I am. And when you can't put it into your own words to your own children to teach them, and then to show them these creations of cartoons and show them the creation code and the numbers and the math that's hidden in everything in plain sight, and how it relates to cellular energy, and the cellular nature of your environment, and how consciousness works, and how it's all very spiritual. There is a war going on, a war in heaven. Don't think of heaven as the 174 magnets in the center, Think of heaven engulfing the entire battery when you make a second battery in Earth. Our heaven is going to be engulfed, Or, maybe my heaven of the one I created is going to be engulfed. Bring heaven to Earth. Wake up. It's cellular energy, Yeah.